Next up is the Fundraising Award, which recognizes those who have raised money to support a variety of initiatives across the Penn State community. This year's honoree is the Myrtle Beach Chapter. Myrtle Beach Chapter. I'm going to say nice things about you first, and then we'll ask you up here. Okay. Chapter board members were determined to broaden the alumni they serve and to increase engagement with young alumni living in the area. They've reached this goal through a thoughtful and strategic approach to enhancing their football watch parties. The board members posted information on the chapter's Instagram page, since they've recognized that platform was more likely to reach their target audience. They hired a DJ to play Penn State fight songs. They even researched how many commercials typically air during the game, along with the lengths of the commercials, and held the trivia contest during these stops in play. Also worth noting, Penn Staters attending the watch parties were encouraged to sit with somebody they didn't know to ensure that everyone felt welcome and that they had the opportunity to meet new people. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Myrtle Beach Chapter. Here to accept the award is President Mike Martocci. Take a picture right here. Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations. All right, I'll hang on to this.
Appreciate it, Paul. So they told me I only had a minute to 2 minutes, and even though I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, so I talk fast. So I won't take up too much of your time. No, when we relocated, my wife and I, to Myrtle Beach, we weren't sure, because it's a transient, resort-style type city, how many Penn Staters were actually there. We went, my wife knows how much Penn State means to me. She's Penn State a lover by marriage, by the way. And she found somebody, we were out at a restaurant, somebody that was wearing a Penn State hat, and she went right up to them and asked them, who they were, and it turns out that it was a board member. So we went to our first watch party. There were about 30 or 40 people there at the watch party. It was a great time, and I don't know what they were thinking, but by the end of that first party, they asked me if I'd like to lead the association. No accounting for good judgment, right? But anyway, we took that really seriously, because when we got there, people said hi. They introduced themselves. We didn't know anybody. We had just moved to the area. And we had vowed that if we were going to do this, that we were going to make sure that any Penn Stater that we came across, anybody who came to our watch parties, we were going to know their name, we were going to welcome them, and we were going to have a family atmosphere. And now our watch parties, I know you mentioned that, that's not the only fundraising that we did this past year. We average about 175 to 200 people in Little Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, watching football together at Penn State, for Penn State. And I'd like to thank, the board members that preceded us. I'd also like to thank all the volunteers. I'd like to thank Lauren Wright, our regional director, who came to Myrtle Beach and sat with me and my board members and gave us ideas, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And we want to keep getting better. I also want to thank Lori Uhazy. She didn't know I was going to say this. The original Blue Sapphire, very actively involved in the Alumni Council. She sort of took us under her wing, and she gave us helpful hints, but she still let us make our own way at the same time. So Lori, thank you so much. We wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you. And I want to thank the association in general. Penn State means a lot to us in our family. Our son just graduated in May from University Park. Our youngest is a sophomore that's coming back to University Park in a couple of weeks, and we just love the university, and I look forward to networking with all of you so we can learn more and become better. Thank you very much.